Hey everybody, this is Nadira on the 30-day split challenge. As we know, it took me longer than 30 days. And just checking in, seeing how everybody is doing. What I'm noticing is to be consistent. The more consistent I am, then the easier it is for me to continue the splits. So my goal is to be able to do the splits when performing and whenever I would like, quickly and effortlessly. So what I'm thinking is that we have to keep our muscles warmed up and probably warm up before performance to make sure that we are easily able to get into the splits, as well as we are reducing injury prevention with cold muscles or tight muscles. So just like doing yoga, having a yoga practice or a stretching practice, the splits is a good practice, and we can either do that, we can practice the splits through yoga exercises and stretching exercises. So wanted to see how everybody is doing and wanted to check in. So some daily stretching I think would be great. I did the splits, and it had been a while, 2 days ago, and then of course yesterday and today, like, my hamstrings are really tight, so I didn't do anything yesterday. So it's a practice, it's seeing what works for us. I'm thinking probably stretch every day would be a good thing, at least every other day. But I'll have to decide what my practice is going to be. I think at least 5-10 minutes a day, even if the muscles are sore, because I know they'll get less sore the more that I work them. So I just want to share some different exercises, the main ones that are working for me when I'm doing the splits, and let me know what's working for you, and you can try out these exercises and see how they work for you as well. So I've noticed some different exercises, some different stretches that are really working the hips, opening up the hips, as well as lengthening out the hamstrings. And these, let's say maybe 5 exercises that I know that I do often will get me into the splits quickly. So I'm going to share them with you. One of them is pigeon. So that one is where, let me do it this way too so you can kind of see. This leg in front is bent, turned in, and then I put one leg in back, and then I come forward. So what does this do? So this opens up the hip right here, and you could start, if it's tight, you can be up here, and then you can come down. If you want to go further, you can bring the head down. And you want to feel where those muscles are tight. So sometimes I rock a little bit, maybe inner thigh, outer thigh. And just kind of change my positions around a little bit so that I can feel which muscles exactly need to be stretched. There's so many muscles in our body, and each one of them needs to lengthen in order for us to be able to accomplish the split. So you kind of want to feel maybe which ones are tight. Good. So you want to make sure that you even out both sides. And then we'll switch to the other side. So this is the pigeon pose. My left hip, I can tell, is tighter than the right. And you can just kind of move side to side. See which areas are tight. Hello. Do you have any questions on splits? I'm just sharing right now. Probably like the top 5 exercises that I always use that will help me get into the splits if I haven't gotten into them in a while. So let me know what your goals are, and if you have any advice, If you want to do the splits or you already do them, yeah, let me know. So this one's pigeon. We do it on both sides, bending the one leg. And then coming forward. So this is a top one I use. Let's see, what are the other few? There's probably like 5, again, that I use that work really well. So this one might take a while if we're not already here. There's some exercises we can do to even get into this position because we want to make sure that we're keeping our knees safe. That's really important. So if we're not able to get into this position, let me know, and I will give you some exercises and stretches to stretch out the quads on the top of the leg, so that we'll be able to get into this position to stretch out our quads even more and our hips to get our splits easier. So then from this one, you could come back onto the elbows. And then you can feel more of a stretch in the quads. And maybe this is as far as you can go. If you could go a little bit further, then you come all the way down. Making sure that the knees are down. You want the back to be flat. And I can tell that my quads today are a little tight and the back is a little bit lifted up. So my goal would be to flatten the back, lengthen the quads. But you don't want to injure yourself, so be gentle. And if they're sore, you want to breathe through that a little bit. Breathe in. Sending oxygen to the muscles that are tight. Good. And then back on the elbows. And then up. Good. So another great one is coming here. This is going to open the hip. So I'm on the right leg, but then the left hip is the one that's opening. And then you just come back, and then that way you can stretch your right leg hamstring, which mine's a little bit tight because I got into the splits a couple days ago. Now it's tight. So listen to me. Practice a little bit every day. You always want to warm up, so either you get in a bath, have a warm towel, do some exercises. You want to warm up your legs before you go into the splits. And you can go back and forth on this one. You could do opening up the hip on the left side. And holding that for a bit to really get that stretch, and then you go back, opposite, stretching out the hamstrings. And then we switch. And you can do that a few times. You kind of listen to your body, see how many times you want to do it. Good. So this one opens up the hip, so I can get into the splits, and then this one stretches my hamstring also, so I can get into the splits. So it's a great exercise. so another great exercise is forward folding. You can have both legs in front, or you could bend one leg back, whichever you want. Okay, so then you really want to stretch out your hamstring, so you're going to come forward. And again, like, feel which muscles are tight. You can kind of massage into that too. You can push the quads, which then lengthen out the hamstring. And so you can watch this later. You can do along with me if you have the opportunity. And the other side. So this leg behind and coming forward. So you can hold these stretches for maybe 3 breaths. You could hold them for a minute. You could create a yin yoga sequence, which means you're going to hold the pose for a longer period of time. You could hold the pose for a few minutes, up to 45 minutes. You could hold it for as long as you'd like. Sometimes I'll read something or I'll watch TV and I'll just do the stretches. Or you can listen to music. Whatever's gonna keep you motivated and engaged. So you can also bring both legs forward. Here we go, there's the toes. Okay, now you can stretch. So maybe you can't stretch that far yet. You can come to the knees. You can come to the calves, ankles, toes, beyond the toes. And come down. So bring the elbows down, lengthen the back, bend the head forward. And just breathe into it. Good. So those are a few of my favorite poses. Let's see where we're at. You can also get a block. I don't have the block up here, but I've done it before in a video, so you can get a yoga block. You can get stacks of pillows that you could put under, and that way you could even prop yourself up in a position that provides a deeper stretch, but maybe you can't get the full stretch. So you're just going to have a block or some pillows that will prop you up. So you don't have to put all the weight on your hands, maybe while you want to just stretch in the split position. So I got there a couple days ago, but as for me, I haven't got there consistently and easily like I would like. So I'm going to keep practicing, and let's see where these stretches got me today. I was at the splits a couple days ago, but this hamstring is really, really tight. So it's a practice just like yoga, just like dance. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to continue to stretch out this hamstring and my hips, because it's still going to take me a little bit longer, but my goal is to continue to stretch tonight so I get the split. So maybe I'll come back on and show you that after a bit, but I don't want to take up all your time, just me stretching. So have a happy, fun practice doing your splits, and keep me informed. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how I can support you. I know you can do it. I believe that anybody can do it, any age, any size, anything. It's just us strengthening our muscles, lengthening our muscles, and so we can do it if it's something that we want to do. All right, have fun.